Hey guys, and welcome back to the Frugal Spender channel. Can you believe it? March has come and gone, and that means that it's time for another Vanguard portfolio update. Today I'm going to be showing you my investment portfolio as it currently stands and the reason why I'm currently doing the things that I'm doing with complete transparency. So I've been a little bit more aggressive in a different direction to the usual dollar cost averaging inside my index funds that you've recently seen. So stay tuned to see what on earth I've been doing. And it might surprise you, or it might not because it's in the title of the video. As usual though, before we get into it, please remember to subscribe to the channel. And if this video gives you any value at all, please hit that like button and let me know in the comments below what your investment strategy is, or if you haven't got started yet, let me know and fire away if you have any questions. So the last couple of months on the news, it's been dominated by the cost of living crisis in the UK and truthfully in the world that everybody is facing. Literally everybody is feeling the pinch, and I can't help but feel that I'm so grateful that I got my financial act together before 2020, before this all went a bit crazy. And it's taken quite a lot of consistency and focus to improve my situation through all of this. Now, I know full well there's going to be people watching this video now that are struggling financially. So if this is you, I urge you to absorb as much information as you possibly can about personal finance, whether it's from me or elsewhere, and trying to find different multiple streams of income. Now, more than ever, the average person like me needs to grab the bull by the horns and put two fingers up to the invisible enemy that is inflation. So if it hasn't been made clear enough to you by now, the government are not going to step in to solve your financial difficulties. The good news is, though, that you can and you should improve it yourself. And if you need any help or support with this, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. So I'm the kind of person that goes deep down rabbit holes when I find something interesting. I go all in to learn as much as I possibly can about a subject. The reason why I'm making videos like this on YouTube is because I went down the personal finance and investing rabbit hole. And that caused a positive effect on my life, which ultimately led me to the world of digital money and cryptocurrency. Hold the phone. Do not worry. I'm not going to try and sell you Bitcoin. Relax. So the reason why I want to talk to you about this is because I've actually been learning quite a bit about Bitcoin recently. And it might seem counterintuitive based on the fact that I talk about investing in index funds and spreading your risk. However, I can see some correlation between the two. Let me explain. Now remember, nothing in this video is financial advice, and I'm just simply giving you some information about what I can see around me and what I've been learning. Whatever you do, do not blindly follow what I'm doing or what I'm saying. I urge you to go and learn as much as you can for yourself. Use this channel and the information that I give you as a resource to supplement your own learning and other places that you get information from. So the world around us is becoming more and more digital. And inevitably, our money is going to be completely digital too. It's just a matter of time. And the government are even talking about creating a digital version of the pound known as a CBDC, or a central banking digital currency, which is essentially just their attempt at government-controlled Bitcoin. Now, if you've not done much research into Bitcoin or CBDCs, this may seem like a great idea. However, it would give them a lot more control over the monetary system. And there was even talk after the G7 by the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rishi Sunak, where it was stated in the press, and I quote, "Digital cash could be programmed to ensure it is only spent on essentials or goods which an employer or government deems sensible." Now, I am not saying that this is 100% going to happen. The fact that this was even talked about and published in such a respected newspaper like The Telegraph, it makes me think that they're likely to give it a go. Being able to pay for things like people's benefits this way, I think is a great idea. But controlling what people can and can't spend their money on, based on whether you think they're being good or not, is a slippery slope towards the social credit system currently in place in communist China. So the fact that there is a high probability that digital money is coming in the near future, and the more I learn and watch people that are way smarter than me explain that Bitcoin is hard money or as close to perfect money ever created, naturally, I wanted to learn more about it. So I wanted to go deeper than my initial thoughts of Bitcoin as a scam or as something that criminals used. And I've come to the conclusion that even if there is a 1% chance that Bitcoin may be used in the future by most people around the world, I felt it was necessary to invest even a little bit of my money in it. And it's now even being held on business balance sheets by companies like Square, MicroStrategy, and Tesla. And is even now legal tender in El Salvador, meaning that you can just buy stuff like you can with pounds in England with Bitcoin. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because if you have any interest at all about the future of money and the digitalization of it, it takes many, many, many hours to learn about it. It just isn't simple and intuitive, and it's something that I know is hard to do unless you're really passionate about it. So anyway, that is enough of that. I will leave a couple of resources below that I found very helpful and I thought did a really good job of simplifying the idea of Bitcoin as much as possible and how it differs from other cryptocurrencies. So essentially what I'm doing is hedging my bets and spreading my risk by investing in Bitcoin. Just as I talk about investing in index funds, so all of your eggs aren't in one basket. And I plan to dollar cost average and hold Bitcoin for the long term with around 5% of my monthly investable money, with the other 95% going towards my stocks and shares ISA and my SIP in index funds. Inflation being over 6%, the highest it's been in over 30 years, clearly shows us that our money is losing value very quickly. And we need to do something that's going to outperform this, not only just to keep the value of our money, but to try and multiply it as well. So if we quickly recap last month's portfolio, in February 22, my portfolio sat at 12,120.95, broken down into 6,509.49 on my SIP and 5,611.45 in my stocks and shares ISA. So let's head over to Vanguard to see what's going on there. So straight away, you can see that the value of the portfolio is £13,845.05. If we start off by taking a look at the pension and seeing how that's performing, and as you can see, quite good. It's currently at 25.39% growth. Now that dipped down to nearly 4 or 5% at the beginning of March when I last looked at it. Obviously, markets were crashing everywhere as a result of what's happening in the Ukraine and other factors as well, off the back of COVID, inflation, all of these things that are affecting the market. But obviously, as we've always talked about, and what always happens is that over time, when you take a step back, look at a bird's eye view of everything, you can see that actually it goes up over time. So let's take a look into the pension pre-retirement fund as it is. So the current value of the pension in my SIP, my self-invested personal pension, is £7,052.23, with a total gain of £1,123.98 since its inception. So this year, I personally put in £1,020. I've put in £300 from my company, which is a limited company that I'm a director of. So I don't get that tax relief. It just goes straight from the company pre-profits into the Vanguard. It's just a cleaner, simpler way of doing it. It makes sense for me to do it that way, with tax relief of £255. So overall, with all of that, £1,575 has gone in. So that's in the tax year between 21 and 22, which is obviously now coming to an end at the beginning of April. And a lot of people are kind of rushing to put more money into it. If I had a stash of money somewhere, I'd do the same thing. But I'm just dollar cost averaging just into my pension as I am in everything else, because I think that is just the best way to mitigate risk, smooth out all the ups and downs, and just to make sure that I'm automatically investing. And that's pretty much it. I'm still investing in the Life Strategy 100. I'm not going to stop doing that for the foreseeable future. And if I do, trust me, I will let you know. But there's nothing really much more to go into other than that's the value of my SIP currently. So let's take a look at the stocks and shares ISA. So the value of the ISA at the moment is £6,792.82. And as you can see, my ISA allowance there is 14,680 left. Be nice if I had that lying around that I could put it in before the end of the tax year in about a week and a half, but that's not going to happen. And just as I am within my SIP, I'm investing in the Life Strategy 100. It's not solely what I'm investing in, and we'll look at that in a second. But as far as index funds go, that is the majority of where my money currently is. So let's take a look at the other investments that I'm putting the money into. And as you'll see, just as it was last month and the month before and the month before that, it's the S&P 500. So if you haven't seen the video previously about why I'm putting money into the S&P 500, basically it's for the next house deposit, whether it's a upgrade house from what we're in currently now, or an investment property. Essentially, we're just putting it away just to separate it and investing in something that has a good proven track record over time. So 4,693 within the Life Strategy 100, and then just over 1,500 within the S&P 500 fund. There's not much really more to say there other than they're both green. I'm happy about that. The S&P 500 in the last update we did was red. So, hey, it's going in the right direction. Let's take a look at the performance. And as you can see, if you look at that little graph, I like it. It's what you want to see. It's dollar cost averaging at its finest. Slight bumps up, but always up. The day I start taking money out of this account, hopefully when I'm much older, I'll zoom out, look at it, and it should just be one nice smooth direction in the upward. And again, lovely. The rate of return is 18.97%, which I'm very, very happy with in the current climate. And that's pretty much all I think we have to say when it comes to Vanguard. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so let's take a look at the Binance app that I currently use to invest in Bitcoin. And as you can see, it just looks like any other balance on an average investment app. What I do like though is it doesn't show you the ups and downs of how much you've made. Rather, it just shows you how much Bitcoin you have, which in my case is a gigantic 0.0555 Bitcoin. And then it shows you the value against the Great British Pound, currently sitting at £1,909.43. But I'm doing my best not to care about that too much at the moment, as I know it's drastically going to go up and it's drastically going to go down. And I'm going to buy it just like I do every month, buy, and then I'm going to hold. And finally, let's take a look at my stake account. So I set up Stake a couple of months ago just to give it a go. And I even did a review on the app that you can check out up here. So the only single stock that I invest in is Tesla, and the current value of that is $88.13, which equates to just over £67 as of today. I can definitely recommend Stake if you're looking to invest in the US stock market. They don't charge any fees every time you buy and sell them, only when you put it in and only when you take it out. And if you want to get started with them and earn a free share in either GoPro, Nike or Dropbox, to get yourself going, use the link in the description box below, make your first deposit within 24 hours, and you and I will both get a free share. So to summarize the entire portfolio, it currently sits at £15,821.56p, 13,845.5p, split between my stocks and shares ISA and my SIP within Vanguard, £1,909.43 within Binance in Bitcoin, and £67.8p invested in Tesla with Stake. So let me know your thoughts on my current portfolio and what you would do differently and what you're currently doing. Everybody's portfolio is and probably should be different because it's all based on what you like, what you know, and what your future goals are. So thank you very much for watching the video today, guys. Remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you get any value from the content that I create. See you next time. Peace.